Hello and welcome to this induction for the Postgraduate Certificate in Researcher Professional Development for Marine Science and Technology. I'm Lois Calder, the Dean of the MASTS Graduate School, and in this presentation about the MASTS PGCert, I'm going to introduce you to the programme, tell you a bit more about the structure, show you how you can accrue credits and the sorts of activities that you can engage in. We'll look at assessment and how you can record your successes. We're also going to examine how you'll look at your current skill base and think about appropriate activities to engage in and when is best to do them. There are 5 videos in this induction presentation, and in this first presentation I'm going to look at the background as to why MASTS feels it's important to introduce this award. But first, let's meet the team. Dr. Campbell Reid is based at Strathclyde and he is the course coordinator. Then there's me, Lois Calder, and I'm Dean of the MASTS Graduate School. Dr. Emma Defoe is the Deputy Dean and she's the go-to for all things MASTS. She's also the Programme Manager and is a great point of contact for information and any questions that you might have. Dr. Campbell Reid will be the primary contact during the award and he'll be helping you through the process at Strathclyde. Before I get into details of the programme, I'd like to give you some background as to why MASTS is offering this award. As you can see, the numbers of PhDs awarded in the UK is on the rise. Apart from a brief dip in 2013-14 due to several factors including changes to university funding, you can see that the overall trend has been steadily upwards, with around a 38% increase in the numbers of awards made since 2007. With more doctoral graduates entering the workplace, competition for employment is tough. MASTS wants to support its graduates to make the most of the developmental opportunities during your studentships and to prepare you for high-quality employment in a wide variety of sectors, inside and outside of academia. Particularly as you near completion, you'll begin to think about what you want to do next. This graph is not broken down by discipline, but it does give an overview of what happens to the UK's doctoral graduates, with around 2/3 in work in the UK after graduating. Only a relatively small percentage remain unemployed. So where do PhD graduates go? Whilst the types of employment that people go into varies widely, if we look forward to 3.5 years after graduating, around 2/3 of those in employment in biological, physical and engineering sciences, those perhaps most relevant to MASTS, remain in academia. According to Universities Scotland data, graduates from Scotland's universities secure some of the best levels of employment in the UK. I thought you would also be interested to see this information, which shows that around 1/3 of doctoral graduates enter the workplace in the £30,000 to £35,000 salary bracket, with equivalence between men and women, in this range at least. This is around 10,000 more than a graduate with a first degree might expect. So MASTS wants to differentiate our graduating postgraduate students and make you stand out. We want to prepare you for the career that you desire, to possess advanced skills and knowledge, and to be capable of applying these across a range of disciplines and employment sectors. In addition, in recent years, many organisations and funding bodies, including the Research Excellence Framework, are placing much greater importance on the development of researchers, something that has always been at the core of MASTS from its beginnings in 2011. We believe that the MASTS PGCert will help us to deliver these aspirations. In the second induction presentation, we'll be looking at the structure of the programme. Welcome to the second of our induction presentations. I'm going to look at the structure of the MASTS PGCert programme. The programme is based on the Vitae Researcher Development Framework, or RDF. The RDF was developed using extensive research involving researchers, specialists and many stakeholders, and it captures the knowledge, behaviours and attributes identified as significant for researchers. Structured into 4 domains, it sets out the wide-ranging knowledge, intellectual abilities, techniques and professional standards expected to do research, as well as the personal qualities, knowledge and skills to work with others and ensure the wider impact of research. Within each of the domains, there are 3 subdomains, and each subdomain is associated with several descriptors of attributes that every researcher should have. You can take a closer look at the RDF on the VTI website. The MASTS PGCert is unusual in that there is no formal curriculum. Instead, it is structured around 5 classes, which replicate the 4 VTI RDF domains, with a 5th elective class. Reflecting on where your capabilities and expertise are now and where you want them to be, allows you to set targets and select activities to undertake that are relevant to your bespoke personal and professional development. Activities can include both formal and informal training and experiential activities. For example, you might take a course in oceanographic modelling or some other training organised by your university or by an external training provider. You might attend a conference, give a poster or a presentation. You might take on some teaching or tutoring in your university department. You might also do voluntary work or outreach activity, such as giving a talk at a school or a science festival. MASTS also organises activities to support your development, and key amongst these are the annual science meeting in October and the postgraduate retreat in March. These and other marine science and technology relevant training, events and activities will be advertised in the PGCert area of the MASTS website. MASTS encourages you to build skills, knowledge and attributes necessary to be a successful researcher, but also to develop in a marine science and technology context. However, we also want you to gain a deep understanding and capability and be able to apply your skills and knowledge to new disciplines and challenges, not just those related to the topic of your PhD. The Nobel Prize winner Richard Feynman said, "I don't know what's the matter with people. They don't learn by understanding. They learn by some other way, by rote or something. Their knowledge is so fragile." We hope that by understanding the depth of your skills and knowledge and through diverse opportunities to hone and apply your skills, you will be able to work collaboratively across disciplines and in many different sectors. Okay, let's take a closer look at each of the 4 classes in the MASTS PGCert, remembering that there is a 5th class which is an elective and it can include anything relating to the other 4 classes. The first class, RD 901 in the Strathclyde system or Domain A in the VTI RDF, is about researcher knowledge and intellectual abilities. Each class has an overarching learning objective, 3 more specific learning objectives, and within each a list of competencies that you should be aiming to develop. For example, you may decide you wish to develop skills in practical application of research methods and think that an internship with an employer will help you develop this. After you completed the internship, you came to reflect on the activities you undertook and realised that you had gained a greater understanding of intellectual risk also, as well as attributes that lie within another class. Always be open to the broader learning possibilities from all of the activities you undertake. Class RD 902 is all about personal effectiveness. Many postgraduate researchers will already have good personal skills and attributes and have had opportunities to develop these. So it is possible that you have strengths that might not be your primary focus for new development. You may consider that you already have good time and self-management skills, for example. However, if you applied for funding for a specific piece of research, you might find that you were challenged in new ways and used these skills differently. In addition, you may find also that you can give evidence of enhanced presentation skills and self-confidence. This class, RD 903, is about research, governance and organisation, a very important area for researchers to understand in the current academic environment. Health and safety, ethics, intellectual property, as well as the development of knowledge of the funding environment are all contained in this class. The 4th class, RD 904, covers researcher engagement, influence and impact. This is not just about the academic world, but has a much wider context and encourages you to think about who can use your research, how to engage with them, the co-development of research with stakeholders, and to communicate through a variety of media, not just journal publication. This class also encourages development of citizenship and leadership skills and activities which develop attributes related to influence and impact of your research and other work. In RD 905, you can explore activities which cover any aspect of the 4 classes which particularly interests you, perhaps to support a particular career aspiration. Remember, as well as the ASM and the annual postgraduate retreat, MASTS organises and advertises a host of contextualised activities, events and courses that help you to develop skills and knowledge relevant to marine science and technology and supporting sustainable development of the marine environment and blue economy, as well as transferable personal and professional skills. Choose activities for your PG Cert, relevant to your research in marine science and technology and aligned to your career aspirations. We will encourage you to meet and work with people in academic, marine and environmental, policy, economic, social and cultural settings so that you have a broad understanding of where your skills and knowledge can make a difference and to help you define your future career. In part 3 of our induction presentation, I'm going to look at how you plan your activities. Welcome to part 3 of the MASTS Postgraduate Certificate Induction, which covers planning your activities. All throughout your PhD, you will be using this type of cyclical process, whether in your day-to-day research or in your wider professional development. The key is not to get stuck in any one place in the cycle, and you need to develop techniques to keep your momentum. Plan, engage, evaluate, record, reflect. Reflection is a key element in this process. The first stage is to determine where you are and where you want to be. There are tools to help you to do this in My Place, the Strathclyde online tool to help with your PG Cert, and most university professional development and graduate schools encourage or require some kind of training needs analysis, or TNA. It may also be called Personal Development Planning, or PDP. You may require to articulate your training and development needs as part of your monitoring of your postgraduate progress, and you can use this in the MASTS PG Cert. Use whatever technique or tool you prefer that helps you to pick activities which best support your development. Ideally, you should keep an ongoing dialogue with your supervisors over the training and other development activities that you wish to undertake. There are many ways to develop your skills and knowledge. Think about what is on offer from MASTS, your university, another MASTS partner, or external organisations. You may also find online training and opportunities that suit your needs. You may find there is almost too much to choose from, and it is important to focus on activities that help you to achieve your targets. All universities have comprehensive researcher development offerings with a wealth of opportunities for their students, so you may find what you need in your own university or department. However, if you have any difficulty finding what you need, please do get in touch with any of the postgraduate certificate team. Be aware that you will also have different needs and priorities throughout your PhD. You may not be ready to write a publication in your first few months as a postgraduate, but preparing for when you are ready may mean developing your academic writing skills from the early stages of your studentship. Planning skills development for each of the 3 years of your studentship is important, as is being flexible to accommodate changing priorities and needs. Once you know what skills and attributes you want to develop and when is the best time, then you can look at what will deliver this for you. It could be something formal, which may require assessment or examination, such as a master's module. However, for your PG Cert, you will still need to reflect on what you have learned, how you developed, and what relevance this has to your research and broader development. Informal learning can also be included, which may not have an examination. Again, reflection on how you have developed as a researcher and the skills you have gained will be required, together with evidence to show this. You can explore many ways to achieve your targets, for example through experiential learning, such as presenting at a MASTS Forum event, an application for funding, writing a manuscript, planning a science festival, or voluntary work for a conservation organisation. The possibilities are endless. These activities have no formal assessment, but submission for the PG Cert requires you to reflect on your development. Most universities require at least annual review of your training and development needs as part of postgraduate progress monitoring. MASTS also publicises opportunities that are one-off events, and we will email notice of these and post details on the PG Cert area of the MASTS website. But ultimately, you are responsible for your own learning and development, and the more engaged you are, the more you will get back. In Part 4, we will look at evaluating and recording your activities. Welcome to Part 4 of the MASTS PGCert Induction, in which we'll look at evaluating and recording your activities. You will want to keep track of your progress and your successes. The course coordinator will keep in regular contact with you over progress. Please do be proactive in discussing any issues you have with either Campbell or myself or Emma. Even activities that seem to go wrong can be evaluated, and there is much to learn from reflecting on apparent failures. Choose a method of tracking which works best for you. You will need to map activities to PG Cert classes, but don't forget to think broadly about your skills development during activities you undertake. Unexpected things may happen that lead you to realise you developed in ways you did not anticipate, often across different classes. Be open to the possibilities and do not treat this simply as ticking the boxes. Think instead about your personal needs, aspirations, and development. Record your activities against appropriate classes. You can do this for a single activity or for several at one time, and there's a template in My Place which will help you to do this. You can also provide evidence, and you can discuss this with Campbell if you're unsure of what to submit. Activities do not have a prescribed number of credits, and you are asked to say how many you think that what you have done is worth. This encourages you to think proactively about your learning and development and about the evidence you provide to demonstrate this. Try to keep a steady rate of progress and aim for 20 credits each year. Keep on top of your activities, reflecting and recording, whilst things are fresh in your memory. Although the course coordinator will review your progress quarterly, it's beneficial for you to track and monitor your own progress. There are performas in My Place to help you make sure you cover all the bases in your reflective assessments. The list here gives you an idea of how to structure your responses. You will get regular feedback on activities and assessments from Campbell, and he will give advice on resubmission if you haven't made the grade. The University of Strathclyde provides quality assurance of the MASTS PG Cert, and it is Strathclyde which will ultimately approve the final award. In Part 5, we'll look at enrolling in the programme. Welcome to Part 5 of the MASTS PGCert Induction, Enrolling in the Programme. So what happens next? If you have not already applied for the programme, you should do this now. Application for the MASTS PGCert is via the University of Strathclyde, since they are the validating institution who will issue the final award. Emma will contact all new students to invite you to apply. There is a guidance document on the MASTS website, and Campbell can provide technical assistance if you have any difficulties. Once registered, you will have access to My Place, the University of Strathclyde's system for managing your PG Cert. There you will find information and resources that will help you to plan and record your activities and submit assessments and supporting evidence. You can find everything you need to complete your award here, but you can always contact any of the PGCert team if you need help. And a final thought. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door and then step through it. Make this personal and begin building your future now. Thank you for listening.